Well, the changes that we've made in the Launch Control Center are significant. After the Apollo program, when they built that, they put in cabling. We didn't have time to shut down for the shuttle program, so they just laid that cabling for the shuttle program on top of the Apollo program. So now that we had some downtime, there was quite an extensive effort gone through to remove all of the old cabling, remove the raised flooring, remove any electrical that was not to print, anything that was outdated as far as the plumbing that might have cast iron pipe, and additionally we did an asbestos abatement. So we took all 4 of the control rooms down to the base concrete floor, took out everything that was not required for current operations, and that we took out probably 100 boxes, 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot on a pallet of old cabling that we cut out and completely stripped it down. Then we sealed off the floor, got it all cleaned up, put in a new raised floor, and we're ready for the GSDO program. That saved us a lot of time when we came in with the newer control rooms, because that work was already done. It had to be done because we couldn't physically fit any more cable under the floor. The floor is about, there's a raised floor about 18 inches off the concrete floor, and in some cases it was packed with cable all the way up to the floor, and you could not lay any new cable down. And it would be almost impossible to pull out part of that cable and salvage it. So it was just all cut up and put in a box and accessed. It's quite an extensive work, but it got them ready for the next program, and so they were able to just walk in with a clean floor, clean power system, no abatements or for asbestos or anything like that, and we're ready to go. Saved us a lot of time. One of the things that popped up as usual is, I wish everything was just engineering, but in some respects there's a lot of things that are political in nature, and engineers tend to be digital, either 1 or a 0, and I'm more like get the job done. So when I went in to start taking apart Firing Room 2, there was a big effort from the Historic Society to maintain Firing Room 2 as a historic launch control room for the shuttle program and also for the Apollo program. We can't do that. We only have 4 firing rooms. And so we kind of came up with I don't want to call it a compromise. We came up with a really unique solution to build a digital-based control room. So there's a space on the internet where you can go and you can look through, and they have captured all of the iconic equipment and old air-conditioned dials on the wall, panels, things like that. They're in the room that we captured digitally so that we could kind of do both things. So we have saved the historic control room from the past digitally, and you can walk through it. Then we have opened it up to where we can use it for the new programs. There are a few things in there. There's some plaques that for each launch that are on the back wall. We maintain those, and in Firing Room 2 we left some of the historic, they call it a green board, go no go board. It's a big matrix that tells you, whether each system is red or green for the launch. When the board is entirely green, you hear a call on the intercom system that's saying we're green board, we're ready to go. So that's where that comes from. So we left that. There wasn't a reason to take that down, and it'll probably, if I'm there, it'll stay while I'm running the ONC. For timeline for what we're doing, you have to start about 3 years ahead on some of this stuff. The way it works out is you do a plan, and then you come up with a budget, and then you build a schedule. And then after you've got all 3 of those done, then you usually start building. So our schedule for the LCC is a bit different than most. We support all the other subsystems. None of these other subsystems can validate their system or write their software to be validated if they don't have a command and control system. And so we started quite a ways back writing software, and we do an iterative process. So we write a little, we design a little, we build a little. And so right now our software has been released, and our timeline is that we are supporting operations now. And so the time for us to be ready is now. And so what we'll do is, as they test software, we'll learn things, and we'll put those in, and we will improve. Most of the other systems have timelines that are intertwined with the vehicle. Ours are intertwined with all of them, and so we have to be done first. The other good thing about that is that we get time on the system to learn how the systems work. We get to learn how the vehicle works. We did a EFT-1 flight following that we did here at Kennedy Space Center. We brought the firing room up and the command control system to to monitor that launch. What that did is that gave us data in to test the system. And so our schedule is driven by everybody else's, and we need to be done first. And we're supporting today. So as we talk more about how projects work, it's a difficult process to manage. So one of the difficult things for us is, I would call it, just-in-time delivery. So you don't need everything all at once. And so the best way to manage this is to put on a schedule, what functionality do I need to start? So right now we're doing verification and validation. So I need software that can do verification and validation. We can use our redundant set or our non-redundant command and control set. We have 2 different sets in the firing room, and we can use our verification and validation set. So we don't have to deliver a system that has all of the flight vehicle functions in it right now. And so to manage requirements, it's best to understand I need this service at a certain time. And by doing that, you can stretch out the budget, and you don't have to feel like you have to solve all the problems in one day. The added benefit to that is you get to learn. And so you get to learn on the ground systems, and you get to learn your mistakes and the things that you can do better. And as you learn, you improve. As you improve, you get more efficient. And then when you move on to the flight systems, you're better at your job. So it's a continually learning effort by all parties to do a project. And the more you do, the more you learn. And I don't think you ever quit learning. So.